everybody! Welcome. This is our weekly review of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 9, Episode 9! And this week, I am joined by the ever incomparable, glorious, gorgeous Ellis Atlantis. Hello, Ellis!
Hi.
How are you?
I'm creasing my lace off. It's a subtle intro.
So,
I'm great,
Ellis, where can people find you?
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and if you want to watch some low-budget films, YouTube as well.
Good. So we can find you at Ellis
_Atlantis. And if you're feeling generous, vote for me on the Nick's Face Awards. I need this 10 grand, just saying. Basically, if I win the competition, I'll win £10,000, an all-expenses paid trip to LA. I'll be the face of NYX Cosmetics for a year's supply of NYX makeup, a scholarship to a makeup school in London, whatever else, because they just send us parcels all the time. So it's just crazy. But there's like 10 of us now, so you need to get me to that top 5 and then I can win it.
There needs to be one, doesn't there? There can be only one, just like Highlander.
I've never seen that.
Is that what, you've never seen Highlander? Well, basically they're immortals, but there can only be one. And they have to chop another immortal's head off to get their powers and immortality.
I can see why I've not seen it.
I think that's what you should do. You should just go around the other 9 and chop off their head. Then that's fine. I am the one! With a makeup brush, maybe. Sever their head with a spoolie.
It's gonna be a lot.
All right, so this week we waved goodbye, bon voyage, auf Wiedersehen, tschüss to Farrah Moan. Tschüss.
Tschüss?
Tschüss.
What's
it's
that?
German for
German.
try.
Oh.
Yeah, they are. Educational as well as entertaining. Well, probably more educational than entertaining, to be fair. So, we said goodbye to Farrah Moan. Were you sad? Were you pleased? Were you...
I really like her.
Nonplussed?
I do really like her, but she was doing like really bad in the competition.
She was doing quite badly in the competition. She was. That is a fair comment. But she is absolutely stunningly beautiful.
She deserved her like boot off the show. Like no one deserves to go, but like her track record wasn't great against the girl she was up against.
Seeing her in person in LA, she is actually even more beautiful in person than she is on screen. Like it's unbelievable just how good she looks. So
I feel that's the case with most drag queens though, because like a picture becomes so 2D and then you see them in person, you need to show. You look good. Because when you see them in person, like it's 3D and you can see the angles of everything and they just look like they've got a character and they've got like an actual life about them. Whereas on Instagram, it's just like no soul, dead behind the eyes, where's the personality, that kind of thing. That's like, that's myself.
And when we've come back into the workroom, Peppermint has noticed that Nina Bonina has taken herself away and she's hiding in the corner again while everybody else is messing around. And actually, this is one of the first times where we get to see them really interacting with each other in the programme, and they're having a laugh and ripping each other's wigs off and being stupid.
And you're seeing the friendships formed and like who's cute with each other and stuff, and then she's just off in the corner. Literally, that's what she's doing. She's just off in the corner and not paying. So
then Peppermint goes over and she sort of says, oh, you know, are you okay? And
then she's still like hamming up all that stuff about Shea being like, oh, I didn't think you're that good, you're not original, when I've not heard Shea say anything like that. Unless they've edited it out, we don't know. But
I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? It's all the devil is in the detail and the evil is in the edit. So it depends on what they've left in and what they've taken out. There's various rumours floating around that, you know, she said this after and they've said this and whatever. But the fact is, she's quite kind of down on herself. And I have no idea why, because she's so incredibly talented.
Very creative.
And it's drag, none of it's serious, and it's also a competition. Of course people are going to say stuff. Like, these are pageant girls. Those are the fucking games that they play.
Yeah, like it's anything to literally
undermine the person next to you.
Take you off your game. Like if you're not on your game and you don't know what you're doing, and then they can knock you down even further, are they going to do that? Yes.
Of course.
For $100,000. Like, I will cut your dress, your wig, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta win it. Like, you've gotta, it changes your life by being on the competition, but then to win it, it makes some of these girls who have nothing become something. They were already something before because they've created their drag and the show makes them into this massive superstar with a huge platform, so it's serious.
Yeah. So having said that the evil is in the edit, Valentina gets a very particular edit in this episode, doesn't she? Where she's saying, I'm going to win, bitches. It's almost like they set her up.
I feel like if you watch the season back and watch how they've edited Valentina, she's like the sweetheart, they're building up to be the fan favourite, maybe she'll get Miss Congeniality. The episode she goes, they're like, actually no bitch, you're going out on a bad note, and that's it done. Like, she comes across like she's kind of like a bit like, I deserve this, I'm entitled to this, and I've not really got that vibe from her throughout the whole season, so I'm a bit like, why are you being awful?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Up until this point, she's been really modest about everything, hasn't she? And then...
For me, I could have hands down from this, said, I'm happy for her to win. Because she's, killed every challenge. She's never been in the bottom. She's just literally been, strong, strong, strong.
She's been really consistent the whole way through. She has. She's been absolutely consistent. Whereas some of the others have been really up and down all the way through.
Alexis Michelle.
Okay, so...
I'll get edited out, it's fine.
In comes RuPaul, and hello, hello, hello. And this week they've got to do their own TV pilot. The choice of the groupings is...
You knew it was going to happen though. I knew as soon as it was groups, I was like, Shea and Sasha are literally going to die for each other.
Exactly.
And I knew no one would want Nina because she's still too difficult to work with. And she's always puts a Debbie down when she don't get the part she wants. She's like, I'm in a mood. Then it affects her in the challenge and it affects your group. So pass that boat along. I'd not even want her in my team either.
And then Peppermint had tried to kind of run
past and flee.
To get to Shea and Sasha, and then was caught by Alexis and Trinity. So then they were in a 3 together.
But I wouldn't have minded if it was Trinity and Peppermint together because I really like both of them. I love Trinity. And then I just felt once again, there's a Debbie Down and Alexis just kind of with her, I know what I'm doing, I'm going to control this. It just brings it down.
Yeah.
And when you've got Peppermint who's seasoned, so seasoned and knows exactly what she wants to do and how she wants to be, it's you don't need to control her. You do you, and she's going to do her. And then, touch wood, we'll all be safe.
Everything will work together. So, Sasha and Shea go for a spy pilot.
I loved it.
Sitcom. It's camp, isn't it?
It was so camp. And it was good to see them do that.
Yeah.
Because they came on the show and I was like, the look queen bracket kind of comes out when you see them. And then when they do the comedy stuff and bring the funny, it's oh, I see ya.
My favourite bit is Sasha doing that roll.
Across the floor.
Because you've got Shea going, pow, pow, pow. And then Sasha going, oh, boom.
I like the part where she's and we're going to leave it on a real cliffhanger. And then it was Sasha looking at Shea's feet hanging over the heels. I was like, yes.
Yeah, they had some really good stuff in there, didn't they? Yeah. And then we have Trinity and
Peppermint and
Alexis all working together. And they've decided to do some really kind of middle class white women and then a nun.
Yeah, the church thing.
And the gay sons. Alexis kind of let herself down by trying to control other people, and she didn't focus on herself. I think that was the main problem with it.
If your track record hasn't been clean, then just stick to yourself. Just stick to yourself, sort yourself out, because they're not going to share the 100 grand with you if you win.
No.
So why are you gonna? I know it's about team spirit and helping each other out, but there's doing that to a certain extent without being control freak and then actually affecting yourself and self-sabotaging yourself in the competition.
Yeah. Well, so coming to Valentina and Nina Bonina. So they decided they were going to be in a prison. And there is, again, so much that you can do with that. There's loads of stuff that you can do.
Well, look, previous on the show, Latrice as a prison guard, iconic. Get those notes out of my face, it's iconic.
Yeah.
And then you've got the season 8 challenge, the mini challenge, where they all had to come up with those characters in a prison, and they were all funny when Betty had the one big eyebrow and Naomi was Sir Tongue Popper or whatever it was. It's funny, and then them two were literally just what?
Which is what all the judges said. There was just no plan.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. Everybody else had kind of got the details, sorted that, and then came in. Whereas it felt like they'd sort of just gone, well, we'll just set it in a prison and they do this and then they do this and that's it.
Yeah.
And so there was no script, there was no planning, there was no storyboard, there was... So just the whole the whole thing wasn't there, was it, when they got to it?
And it was like, oh, we can like ad-lib, and then neither one of them was confident enough in what they wanted to say. So how can you ad-lib off one another when there is no confidence or any inkling of what you're going to say in the first place?
Both of them said it's Nina and Tina, and then both of them said
Nina
and Valentina. Like, but how can you say it 3 times that it's one thing and then say it wrong? It's completely crazy.
Like, again, with like the edit, it just kind of like showed that Valentina was kind of like, you got that vibe that she was like, I've done so well in the competition. I'm just going to sail through this. I'm going to have a sickening runway. And it didn't work. Yeah.
Her saying as well, I know that the judges personally really like us, and that's going to help us get through this week.
Wrong.
Yeah, wrong. Because it doesn't matter how much I like you. If you're in my competition
and you don't know the words, you're going home.
You're going to go home. I'm not going to give you the £100,000. It's just not going to happen. So, I mean, that's super awkward, isn't it?
Yeah.
But listen, Valentina and Nina, my favourite bit is Valentina slopping that shit on Nina's face. The fall is so funny. Whoa, boom. Like, hilarious. Perfect. And like they said, they're very funny. They just hadn't planned it.
Yeah, like that bit was like, when they started doing the food thing, I was like, maybe this isn't the episode that she goes home and maybe the rumours were wrong. Maybe it's like picks up from here and they're going to end up being like safe or something. And then no, she still goes home.
So, on to our runway. What do you have in your head as Club Kid?
The idea of saying like what it should and shouldn't be, I think is like a huge thing where you should go, no, there isn't that like boundary, but I think there's a standard or like a level. So you'll get like people who'll literally just be like, turn up in like the bare minimum, be like, I'm the Club Kid, I'm messy, it's fine because I'm a Club Kid. And then you get what happened on the runway where they're all like absolutely polished, buffed, glittering, glowing, and they're still doing the Club Kid.
Yeah.
So like for me, like I don't really care like what you're doing, or I just want to see like a standard,
good execution,
and not an excuse of, well, I'm supposed to be messy because I'm this. It's like, that's my issue with Nina. It's like, I love how creative you are, but saying that you're the first to walk down the runway backwards to hide the fact that you've not painted the back of your head does not wash with me at all. Like you did, no, literally, you did a half-assed paint on your body that looked horrible, and you didn't paint the back of your head. Paint the back of your head and complete the look, and then sell the runway properly.
Oh God!
Like, I know it sounds horrible and like really like catty to say that, but it's like $100,000. You're against some really strong bitches. Pull your finger out.
Yeah. Sasha should have an edge this week on everybody else because she's in that.
I was hoping for
arena already, isn't she?
I was like, because she comes from like a really good like scene where like the environment of where she's doing drag and stuff is really rich in creativity. Yeah. It's like, obviously she's from New York, and she's got like, obviously there's Betty, like Acid Betty, who's like one of the original Club Kids and stuff. So she comes from like a really good place with a really good history. So like, I was expecting to see like so much more. So many people online was like, I loved her look, and I was like, I was at work, so I was like, I can't wait to get home, it's gonna be on Netflix. And I saw her runway and I was like, oh.
But is that because you'd seen it? Because this happens to me sometimes. Is it because you'd seen all of this online and people go, oh my God, it was amazing, Sasha is incredible. And then you built it up and you're like, oh, it's really going to be.
The
and
hype,
then you see it and you go, oh, okay.
Because you had Shea coming down in like the mask with the jewels on the fur coat, and she literally was like royalty. She looked like so good. Like you can imagine like the Club Kid party, and she's like sat on a throne on the top of the stage, and then you've got all like the little drunk kids like dancing around her. And then you kind of have like, I imagine like Sasha turning up to that party and just kind of being like on the outside of the party. No one's really like drawing her in because she's kind of like brought a little bit and not like enough kind of thing.
It wasn't maybe as far as she could have gone.
Yeah, she still looked amazing. The dress was amazing. The look overall was amazing, but it's Club Kid.
Yeah.
Go Peppermint or go home.
Yes, exactly. Meh.
It was like a runway version of Club Kid.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like the streets of New York Club Kid or like Lee Bowery and like James St. James like back in the day.
It wasn't like
that.
Cha Cha Boudoir.
No, it wasn't.
It
was like Chanel saying like, this is what we think Club Kid should be.
Think Club Kid is like that.
And this is the direction it's going in, when really we're all like, fuck you, no.
Yeah, exactly. And it didn't feel like a production.
Yeah, it was just
no
like...
production to it.
I would wear that.
Kind of what I was expecting.
Like, I literally would wear that outfit to go to the nightclub and just to mince around.
On the flip side of expecting such a strong look from Sasha and then kind of getting... We then have Trinity, who is known as a pageant girl. We're not expecting to see all that much club kiddiness from her. Like, what did you think of her look?
Kind of tickling your taste buds. It's kind of being like, I really like where you're going with your like journey. And when they like started playing her off as a pageant queen, and so many people kind of like was like, oh, I don't really like her, she's kind of boring. I was like, there's something not right here. Like, there's something underlying with her. So I was like, no, I'm just gonna not judge her and just wait. And I was like, just started to fall in love with her because I was like, you are a clever girl. You know what you're doing. You've come to win. And that lip sync against Charlotte Hyde, she was like, bitch, I am sending her home. As soon as she performed like that and actually brought some energy, I was like,
oh.
Like, yeah, done. Done. See you later. And you could see all the little custom details too, like she had like the little balls that were from like a ball pull, like just put on her outfit. Why are they on there? We don't know. You have no idea what that outfit is, what's going on with that outfit, but you're instantly just like, I'm engaged.
Yeah.
I'm watching. I want to see her turn. I want to see her walk. I want to see her move.
Completely different to how we've seen her before.
Yeah. You don't recognise her.
No, and like in this episode, she's played a nun. She's, you know, so she's not doing what we're expecting of her. And I think that is the strength of the pageant girl within.
You know what it is? It's that like, bitch, step it up.
Exactly.
The fire's burning. Turn it.
Like, I enjoyed what she did. I thought she looks amazing, and I really like the little choppy wig.
Yes.
I really liked
so
it.
So cute. It's like that
like
Gaga Fair Monster vibe.
On,
yeah.
You know, she's got all of this kind of 1,000-year egg, and then a little crest top growing out the top of it.
It would have so.
After her, we had Shea Coulee, and she's in a swimsuit, which has been
her favourite so far this season.
But time and time and time again, everybody has been told, do not wear a swimsuit, you will get red. And does not get red for it.
She's got amazing legs and amazing body. And she styles the swimsuits up so you don't really look as a swimsuit.
Ooh, exactly.
She knows the idea of how to construct for the runway.
Yeah.
Season 8, Chi-Chi, neon runway, that pink leotard, it was just a pink leotard.
Yeah.
Whereas her leotard was like coat, hat, shoes.
And she'd also done the same trick as Tyra Sanchez and hot glued shit to her skin. Yeah. Which of course means that you win anyway, because you hot glued stuff directly onto your body. And it looked amazing, didn't it, the mask? And it's exactly what you expect from club kids.
You could look at her and see like different eras, like you had like the Tudor kind of ruffle neck piece, and then you had like the very kind of like 90s styling of the overall with like the big long coat with like the length from the floor to the heel. It was all like really thought out, and it was so thought out, and that I loved it. Yeah,
it was beautiful. Nina Bonina. So
see ya.
See you, Bonina Brown. She's got a skull face on, then she has like a bit of paint on her body, and then a tutu, the pads, and the shoes.
I think that before she went on the Drag Race, all her fans like bought everything off her Amazon wish list.
Right.
And that's what her runways have been, because it's literally... No, I'm joking.
Oh.
I'm just saying, like, everything she's brought is just from Amazon. Like, the face from the front, don't look at it from the side because you can see the unpainted back, but look at it from the front, you was like, love the face.
Yeah.
Then the body makeup was just messy. Time is an issue.
Yeah,
They get 2 hours to do makeup and ready for the runway. They like say 2 hours. So it's like, she wears pads, which is you know what it's like to put pads on. It's like, takes a bit of time, but she had nothing else on. She had gloves, which were net. She could literally put them on before she was going down the runway. Tutu, the heels, the pads. So that literally would have given her a good hour and a half to do that makeup.
Yeah.
And it is doable. Like, it is, for me, like, as a makeup artist, I can sit and say I'd be able to like a built-up prosthetic skull look in an hour and a half with the back of my head painted. Whereas
I think it would take me about a week and a half to get a look like that.
Even like what you're doing right now. Like, imagine if she'd done like some kind of headpiece that she made in the hotel room the night before, and then she just slotted that on and then painted the rest of her face. We wouldn't have known that she didn't paint the back of her head.
No, and the thing is, Trinity didn't just whip up her costume in 2 seconds. Because you've had the title of what the challenge is already, you're told. So you're told, bring these costumes with you.
They just don't get the order of the lip syncs or the runways. So it's just like, you bring everything in. It's like Sasha. She has like no discoloration on her bald head, but she still foundations it all just as a finishing touch.
Yeah.
Like I foundation my neck just that my pinkness doesn't come through, and I've got like white face, porcelain white face, and then I've got like blushed pink red neck. Like it's just a standard that you just kind of do and say like, okay, my look's finished now. Head's painted, eyelashes on, I'm finished.
Like for me, a club kid has to be saying something.
Yeah.
The
like,
look has to be saying something, and it has to be an artistic something that you're saying. It can't be, well, I put a bin liner on my head. What am I saying? I'm saying my bin wasn't delivered properly or taken away this Tuesday. You're making a comment, and like, that's what it should be about.
Like for instance, like you know that internet charity case, he literally does all his looks on a budget. Like on a budget, but yeah, they all look like completed looks. So it's like, it doesn't even matter about the money, which is Nina's issue again. She's like, don't have money, I don't really have this, I don't really have that. And it's just like, there is no excuse. Like in the 80s and like the 90s when the club kids were going out, like they'd be walking down the street and they'd see trash bags full of rubbish. Their friends would duct tape it to them, then they'd create a number on the tube, get to the club, and it just kind of happens.
Yeah.
And it's like, Nina wants to be more than that, but she doesn't bring that kind of thing. If you're looking shoddy and half done, that's on you.
Sorry.
I know.
All right, so. All right.
Okay.
Valentina! She's in a kind of matador costume with extra long nails and a mask. What were your thoughts on this?
Again, it comes really like that runway version of Club Kid. It wasn't very Club Kid really in like the body wear, because she still had her regular drag pads on. Her body was still in the same proportion she normally wears them in. The makeup was different for her, so I liked that. And the boy hair with like the kind of off to the side headpiece, I liked that. The nails and the mask, I also really liked, but it was still very...
Like, it's really on brand for Valentina, isn't it? Like, it's
super
still
on
that
brand.
really Spanishy,
clean, high fashion. Really like it, but I wasn't like Shea or Trinity. I was just kind of like, yay, she looks great.
It could have just gone a lot further with the Club Kid thing.
She could have done some whole kind of homage where part of her outfit was like a bull or something.
Yeah.
So it was like, or she was the bull or something like that too, and we'd still get Matador from it, but I don't really think that's her brand, so we get high fashion. Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with it, it just didn't necessarily tick the Club Kid box as much as we would have liked. That's
no, 100%.
Basically, isn't it? So we want to talk about Peppermint now.
Done. Don't need to discuss it. Hit the nail on the head. Candy cane, stripes, glitter, New York, old school, the 80s, done.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Like, it wasn't like she hit the nail on the head. She took the sledgehammer and smashed
like,
up the table.
She looked like horrible. Like, her body looked horrible, but it wasn't the fact that it looked horrible. It was the fact of she gave no fucks. Yeah. Because she was a club kid and she didn't care. She was like, I want this horrible skirt that curls up and this here, and I've got lollipops on my shoulders which look horrible, but guess what? It's club kid and it looks fabulous. And
that was the thing, was that whole thing altogether looked incredible.
Yeah, it was a full show production.
And it was also what we were just talking about. It was finished.
Yes.
It was a finished look. It wasn't like a messy, oh, well, I've got to do Club Kid. It had been really carefully considered and constructed.
Yes.
Like, I thought she looked insane.
Yeah.
And so different to what we've expected from.
Oh, God, yeah.
Like, completely different. But somehow still completely on brand, because like you said, you're dressed like a peppermint.
Yeah.
So
it was like, we just got that now. Oh, my God.
Of course.
Oh my God, that's genius.
So she's dressed like Peppermint.
Oh my God, why did she not win because of that?
Well, I know.
Why did she not win?
It is odd, isn't it?
She was brilliant in her acting, really good in her acting, and then that, oh my God, I'm blown. My mind's blown that she was an actual Peppermint.
Alexis Michelle. She's in a cut-out leotard of sorts, like a catsuit, with a waist cincher. There's no tits in it. There's just some tape across the tits. Her face looks lovely.
She just looked so messy. And like, it was like, hi, I've got a white face, which could have, like that, like block eye, or like the black of the eye, the eyes, the white face, that could have been such a strong look. if the outfit went cohesive.
Yeah.
Like, all she had to do was like have a floor-length version of this, but times 1,000, so it was just like massive. She looked like a giant toilet loofah, and she just was crazy, and you'd have been like, oh my God, this is so cool. But instead she had like a catsuit on that was showing nude, peachy coloured skin, and it's like, why, like...
And it was the same issues that we've seen when she's had catsuits on before.
Like you right now.
All round.
White face, you've got this black on, and then everything else of your skin is covered.
Of course.
So people don't know that you're peach coloured and not white.
Fact, human.
Yeah. Whereas you looked at her and you was like...
And it was really messy around the neck. It was...
No blending, it was just like...
messy.
Hardware brush.
Yeah, it was. It was unforgivable.
Her whole attempt at the challenge and then her runway, for me, was enough to say... Valentina, hun, you're safe. You're safe. Yeah, you did bad in the challenge. Your runway, because her runway was pretty strong. It wasn't very over-the-top Club Kid, but it looked good.
Yeah.
It was pristine, it looked good, and it was more than what her normal drag runways are.
So, in the bottom two, you thought it should have been...
Yeah, because Valentina's done so strong throughout the competition that even her acting, like, she was funny, and the whole over idea that they had for their challenge wasn't that bad. Like, the idea of a prison wasn't that bad. It was just her and Nina just hadn't planned it enough. Now, to put a girl on the bottom because she hadn't planned enough with a track record like hers and a runway like hers is a bit like, really?
Yeah.
Because then you've got Alexis, who's literally selling out her teammates. If I were her, I'd have been like, thanks for selling them out. I'm selling you out. You're in the bottom two. Because that's not cute. Like,
no.
You're a team. And that's it.
And she didn't just do it once either, did she?
She kept
didn't
on doing it.
So this happened and this happened.
But I'm not trying to sell you out, but you did this.
And it's that, isn't it? I'm not trying to destroy
like,
anybody's chances in this competition.
Don't mean to offend you, but are you a man?
But. Yeah, exactly. And it's the but. Every time when there's a but, it's like when people come and say to you, don't mean to offend you, but.
You're like, go on. You're
so
already,
you mean to offend me. That's exactly
but you
what
want to pass for it. You want to, oh, it's okay because you don't mean to offend me, so we'll just have to accept it.
I don't mean to throw you under the bus.
But I'm going to do anyway.
But I'm going to.
Because I might win that 100 grand and you might go home. You know what I mean?
So in the top was Shea and Sasha. You agree?
Yes, until I found out that Peppermint was a peppermint. I could completely agree and be happy with, like my opinion matters, but Peppermint winning.
Yeah.
Like, I would have completely been like, you deserve that, because her acting was great. Her look for the actual acting challenge was perfect for her character. And then she was a peppermint, and she's called Peppermint. And I'm never going to let this go.
That's it now. Life.
Complete, yeah. She gave me life.
Lip syncio. What? Well, I mean, we all know what happens, don't we? So let's talk about it.
Black and white. Nina won the lip sync.
Yeah,
hands down. So
hands down.
Val had to go home because she didn't know the words. She was basically did a Charlie Hides and was really like not moving and didn't do much. So she needed to go home for that lip sync alone, but she shouldn't have been there.
No.
In my opinion, she shouldn't have been there. It should have been Alexis versus Nina. Then Nina should have gone.
I think. Well, I don't know whether because I feel like RuPaul has always got the plan of who's going to go this week. Because that's what I want to happen. You know, she's the head judge.
Yeah, no,
you
can tell that happens like that.
And I think she was shocked at what happened.
Yeah.
She thought, well, this is it. Nina goes home this week, and then I can get rid of her, and then I can get rid of her.
Yeah.
And, you know, because I thought, from the way that it's been up to this episode, that Valentina was going to go all the way.
Yeah, no, same. I thought she was going to go all the way. She was going to have like, they put her in the bottom two so we can just see like a little glimpse of what she's like at performing.
Exactly.
She was going to do a proper killer lip sync, and then we were all, the whole of America and the world was sold that Valentina can lip sync. She's done amazing throughout the competition. Escandaloso, win.
Yeah. And that's what it felt like to
me.
And
I was ready for that.
This is your opportunity now to
I was ready. I was ready for her to like win the lip sync and then win the show, but
I think
Nina killed the lip sync.
Well, it's the 5 P's, isn't it? Poor preparation provides poor performance.
Yeah. I'm safe. I'm not in the bottom two because I've been amazing. So
and they love me.
Yeah, and sadly Rue was like, sorry, hun.
I know.
And she was like, well, I've got a mask, so I'm going to get away with it. Not going to happen.
But you know what? Even with the mask, she just sort of went.
Because I was like...
And Nina really went for it.
She did. You could see that she was like, I'm going to go home.
Yeah.
You could see it in her. She was like, I need to do this.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was hoping the song was going to start and then she was going to do something dramatic. The mask would come off and then she'd kind of do like some walk across the stage, doing the song. And then like, as she got to the other side, it'd be the chorus where she'd be like, do something. And then we'd be like, brilliant, sold, loving it. But instead all we got was, can I keep on my mask?
I know.
And I was like...
It was just so awkward, wasn't it?
Yeah, every single contestant, right, he's always given them a compliment to leaving.
Yeah.
Always. Even when Mimi Ann first picked up India Farrah, he gave her a compliment. He literally said to Valentina, I thought you had the stuff to go all the way, now sashay away. Like, that might just be for your TV show, but that breaks people's hearts and dreams.
No.
And yet it's all editing and all that shit that people can say, but this show is so much more to some people, and she's going to leave that show. Obviously she's like a strong person, we've seen that with how she's on social media and how much success she's having now, but for a couple of months, if that was me, I'd have been damaged, because I'd have been like, the whole world's going to think I'm an asshole, and that would really eat me up. And it really upset me, because I was just like, it's the first time I've ever looked at RuPaul and been like, I'm disappointed. Like, you are a role model to so many people, and you've really just like made me think that actually, you know what, I don't need a role model who doesn't support all of us.
You have to be honest. And she was honest, that's what it was.
Yeah, like...
Valentina did not prepare.
Which is true.
And you don't prepare, you prepare to fail. You got sent home.
True. I'm so sensitive. Like, I'm the kind of person that like, how you say it is how it affects me. So like, I was Valentina on that lip sync and I was like, this was my dream and I'm so sorry. That's how I would have been. Like, I'd have probably been like dragged off the stage by my ankle. Like, that would have been me. But now, when you're saying it like that, it's kind of like, bitch, you didn't rehearse. You think you're unstoppable. This is kind of you expecting to go through. So adios amigos. See you later.
That's the reality of life, kids. That's how it goes. So, thank you so much, Ellis.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming. Mwah. Mwah. All right, lovely. And we shall see you all next week for episode 10. Don't forget to like and subscribe here. Oh, don't show that. Oh, I'll get red to death for that, won't I, if I show me chest.
Is it all peachy?
It will be peachy, yeah. You know, I knew I was putting these on. All right, so we'll see you all next week. Thank you. Goodbye.